Welcome back to Lights, Camera, Whatever. This is Teacher Ray, and we are ready for the new drama. The perfect drama, by the way, coincidentally, is called Imperfect Us. And I mean us, I mean me and you watching, because we are beautifully imperfect. It's called Imperfect Us, and you can check it out online. So I'm going to read the description of the drama first. The story begins with an outfit clash. I really hate that. Two women who were born on the same month and the same day not only fell in love with the same man, my God, that already sounds crazy, but also often bought the same clothes. I already don't like this. They were rivals in love when they were young, and for 10 years, they have been using clues on Facebook to fantasize about each other's better life and feel jealous. Unexpectedly, they meet again. I like the description. I liked it a lot. Actually, I enjoyed the drama. I mean, I heard some mixed opinions like, oh, only older women can watch this. I'm not that picky of an audience, of a watcher. First of all, you know this show is the psychology of life and love through Taiwanese film and drama. Why? Because I love film and drama, right? Because I love art. It is a form of art. So this show is called Imperfect Us. Now I'm going to jump into the description of episode 1. Here we go. Jian Qing Fen, just like all other women, her life is a bit busy and tiring. Fortunately, she has a nice husband and a lovely son, but for that reason, she's been leading a smooth-sailing and ordinary life day after day. There's even nothing to complain about apart from her mother-in-law and, her sister-in-law. Because there's no suffering on her path to happiness, it's hard to say, I'm so happy. That's why she's been a bit annoyed lately, and she's looking to stir up some trouble. Even when I read the description, because we're doing the show Lights, Camera, Whatever, so I have to read a bit about what I'm, diving into. So even that description is already just, grabbed my attention. Number 1, here we go. Should happiness and pain be in the same conversation? Why did I put this question? I'm even asking myself now as I asked the question. Because to get happiness, you have to go through some form of pain. Happiness just doesn't show up, right? Now, when you think about happiness itself, you have to go through a certain process to put yourself in that state of happiness. And usually that process is correlated with pain. So now hopefully for you it wasn't very extremely painful like in a hospital, but to get to happiness, to get to smooth sailing, and sometimes smooth sailing is boring, so be careful. You have to go through certain situations. You have to learn from certain situations. You have to go through certain experiences to reach that degree of happiness that you desire. Whatever you desire, that's totally on you. But if you want to share, leave those comments. So should they be in the same conversation? Absolutely yes. Why not? Because a lot of times when there's pain, it's because the happiness has disappeared. A lot of times when there's happiness, you had to go through pain to get to happiness. Makes sense, right? To be in pain, you're not happy, right? To get to happiness, you have to go through pain. So actually, in some very intertwined, freaky, crazy way, they are intertwined and connected. So yes, I think they should be in the same conversation. Number 2, are we happy because we don't know what we are chasing in life? I thought about this actually, because I'm creating these questions because I want to provoke you guys, the audience, to leave your comments, right? Not just listen to me, but leave your comments because I really want to know what you're thinking. Now, do we really know what we're chasing in life? Right? Because think about it, right? We're so unhappy, right? To earn the money, to get the house, to buy the house, to get the mortgage. If your parents have given you the down payment, congratulations. You are the 1% of the world. But think about it. We're suffering and struggling to get that house, right? Let me listen carefully. And when we get that house, we're suffering and struggling to pay that mortgage. So we've suffered and struggled to get that dream house that we want. Hopefully it's the dream house that you want. But then after you're stressed by the bills and the pressure and the responsibility that you need to maintain for however long that your mortgage lasts, right? So are we really chasing what we're really chasing? Now, a lot of time we're going to talk about marriage. I want to talk about marriage too, because marriage is a different concept. A house is a house, right? You put your things into it, you prepare your money for it, you design it how you want. A marriage in another freaky way is kind of similar, right? But marriage is also by choice, right? And also by willingness and effort. I'm always going to use these words to communicate and put it in a perfect balance. There is no perfect balance. There is no perfect because it's an imperfect us. But to get it in a way that makes you sleep comfortably at night, right? So when we're talking about marriage, right, you allow certain situations to happen because you didn't discuss it. You are guilty. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm talking to myself. I'm not married. I was married, but we all know what's going on. So in that situation, right, people are chasing to be married. Are you chasing to be married, or are you chasing to feel the social status? And I intentionally is quiet because we don't know what we're chasing. We don't, guys. What are we chasing? How many houses do you need to be happy? How many zeros in your bank do you need to be happy? How many husbands do you need to have be happy? How many wives? How many girlfriends, right? What are we really chasing? And so are we unhappy because we don't know what we are chasing? Please leave your comments. I want to know, are you happy with what you're chasing? And are you actually chasing what you originally wanted to chase? And does it divert sometimes? Does it derail? Choose what you want to be happy. Choose the life that you want. But if you're chasing something you don't really know what it is, that leads to happiness. Number 3, if we have everything we need, why are we still unhappy? Greed is terrible, guys. Greed is a monster. Our world is greedy. Well, I'm from the U.S., and the listeners here are from Taiwan, from all over the world. If you're living in a capitalistic society, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a greed. It's greed, greed, greed. Capital, capital, capital. So we're always going to be chasing, chasing, chasing. But if we have everything we need, we got a nice house, we got a nice car, we got food on the table, we're eating steak 3 times a week, beautiful kids, beautiful wife, beautiful husband, handsome husband, but we're still unhappy, right? So that means our satisfaction will never be filled. So you have to find ways that make you happy, that make you satisfied, that doesn't deal with materials. Materialism and being a materialistic individual is very, very dangerous, right? It's very dangerous because if you have everything you need and you still want more. Now, if you're trying to build your real estate portfolio and keep going because you want to have the best in your future, and you know in the future when it comes down to the end of the world, it's going to come down to how many houses and how much assets you have. So totally understand that. But if you're just building to be rich, there's no purpose. If you're building for wealth and for longevity, to have your generations in the future to be, safeguarded, that's a purpose. But if you're just earning just to earn, in English we call it going through the motion. You're just doing it just to do it. Something's wrong. There's no motive behind it. There's no motivation behind it, right? Greed is very dangerous, guys. Be careful. Number 4, do we take for granted small moments of happiness? We absolutely do. We absolutely do. Guys, I'm an early bird. I get up 6 a.m., going to the gym. I sweat my brains out because I need sweat. I'm not really a drinker. I don't smoke cigarettes. I love to sweat. Sweat is my drug, right? And don't do drugs, but do this drug. Now, the small sense of happiness for me is that being able to go to a great gym, get home, and take a shower. For me, that is a huge success for the day. A nice hot shower, and after the hot shower, step out into the air condition. Guys, that is a win. That is a win. You went to the gym. I have to take a U-bike. I don't want to buy a bike. Bikes always get stolen. I take a U-bike to the gym, sweat my brains out, right? Come back home, shower, enjoy the AC. That is a win. That is a small moment of happiness. Now, who takes that for granted? A lot of people in the world take the simplicity of life for granted, and we have to change that. These small moments of happiness, if you accumulate them to a certain degree, they create bigger moments in your life. But if you're taking for granted the smaller moments, how do you enjoy the bigger moments? You think about that. Number 5, what behavior do you show when you're happy, but you never realize you do it? Oh, and I was typing this when I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I don't really know. But I think sometimes I will fold my arms maybe or scratch my head. This question is actually for you guys because when I was typing this, I was like, I don't really know what I do. What I do that shows that I'm happy, but I don't know that I'm doing it, right? And these are points from the show. It's not a major point from the show, but I thought it was a nice, cute, interesting question to ask you guys. For me, probably a smirk, a smile. Being a consultant, I hear all types of different situations every day. crazy situations where I can't show my reaction. So I've literally trained myself not to have a reaction. So if you get a smile out of me, I'm smiling because I've trained to kind of hold my face so that my students and clients don't feel uncomfortable, because sometimes I hear some very bizarre stories every day, and I have to hold my face. I have to maintain composure. So for me, I sometimes will have a slight little smirk, but maybe I don't know I'm doing it. So that might be mine, but I want to know yours. Number 6, would you scroll through your old competition's social media profile? Absolutely not. Because what happened, guys, don't do this. Because when you scroll through, all those memories and things come back, all these things pop up. You don't want that. You don't want that. I'm not scrolling through any of my ex-girlfriends or ex-wife, nothing. I don't want to know. I'm moving on. And I'm a person, once you hurt me, you're gone. If you did something crazy, you're gone. I'm not scrolling. I don't want to know how you're doing. I don't. If I see you, I'll say hello. I'll give you a very, very fake neutral smile because I've moved on in my life. And I'm a person who can really, really move on, and you're out of there. So for me, it's no point to scroll through someone's social media, like an ex or ex-wife or ex-girlfriend. But scrolling through the old competition, even worse. Why? Why would you scroll through someone, that was your competition? Yeah, I mean, curiosity, you want to see how they look like, but actually, what are you achieving by scrolling through the old competition that you have? And let me clarify what I mean by old competition. You wanted someone, and there was another one there competing for the same person. Even if I didn't translate that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The older competition, right? So would you scroll? Teacher Ray says no. I would not do that. Now, number 7, please don't be angry. Is scrolling through someone's social media curiosity or spying? Spying for me. That is spying, guys. Don't lie. Don't lie. Why are you scrolling through people's social media if they're not your friends or you don't know them? Now, if you're scrolling through a client to get some information for small talking, for ice breaking, right? That's totally different. But I want you to look at your finger, right? I'm looking at my finger. If you have swiped on their profile more than 5 times, you're spying. Don't lie, you are spying. It takes literally a couple swipes to see the type of lifestyle that your client has, right? That is literally all you need. You need to 5 good long swipes. I'm not talking about window shield swipes. A good solid swipe, right? You need about 5. You're doing more than 8, I got questions for you. It is not a curiosity. It has transformed into spying, right? Number 8, do you have an innate talent, but you are not using it? Yes, I'm really good at writing. Actually, I'm really good at writing. I love writing, and I have to say, I'm getting lazy. I should be writing more. I should be writing. Actually, because I want to write film. I want to write script. I want to do that. I don't know why. I put a lot of my heart in RBZ, English, my company, but it's my ability since middle school has been writing. So thank God I asked this question. I need to get back to that. So do you have an innate talent that you are not using? I want to know what it is. Please, let me see what else do I have. Actually, let me see what else I can do. I'm good at baseball too. I really love baseball. I can actually go to the batting cage in Taiwan quite often. I've been here so long I forgot how to do miles per hour. So I'm probably hitting the 140 to 150. I always do 140, 150 in the batting cage, kilometers per hour. Yep, I'm smacking it too. Guys, if you ever angry at the world, just imagine George Bush's head as the baseball, go to the batting cage, and you keep swinging, right? I didn't say that. Now, number 9. I'm sorry about these questions, guys, but we got to talk about it. What do you do when your marriage has no real issues, but it's just a marriage? And I had to say it like that. What other way to ask that question to not make it juicy, right? But be honest, just a marriage. Even for me, just saying it like that, and I know I intentionally said it dry. I'm sorry, but that was the purpose. It's a nightmare, guys. You're with this person to be with them for life, and it's literally you're just going through the motions every day. Just every day. You're just, okay, wake up, sleep, kiss, work, come back. No, don't do this. Life is short, and it is shorter than short. You grab that man or you grab that woman and you say, hey, I want to have some fun. And I'm not talking about that fun. So don't look at me crazy or don't listen to me crazy because you're not looking at me. You might be looking at me. I don't know. Now, you say, let's go have some fun. Let's do something different. Let's jump into the river or go into the mountain and do something. Guys, you have to make it fun, not blame the other partner. You don't have the money, save up a couple weeks, couple months, make it happen. Do something. Don't let marriage just be a marriage. Please. It's terrible. Number 10, if you are stuck in a normal marriage, do you envy single people? Of course you will envy single people if you're in a boring marriage. There's nothing to talk about here. Literally every day the same routine, not making love, not conversating, talking on the phone, swiping the phone in a restaurant. 98% of the conversation is kids. Guys, that's why I tell you got to learn a little bit of something about everything, not for business, but for your life. You got to be able to talk to your partner about all type of different subjects. And you got to do a little screening when you're finding your girlfriends, because if your girlfriend is not a talker as a girlfriend, what do you think she's going to do as a wife? And vice versa. What do you think your husband's going to do if he doesn't really talk as your boyfriend? It's just going to be a super dry Saturday, Sunday day, right? Weekend. So when you're doing your screening, instead of looking on Tinder and all these crazy apps that I will never use, make sure they have a good conversation, at least a good listener, and at least they get your point, right? Be careful about that. Of course, you're going to envy single people if you're stuck in something normal. Now, do you schedule when to make love with your partner, or you keep it spontaneous? I have to say, if you are scheduling this, if you could see me, I have a big cross on my hand gesture. I'm praying for you. If you have to schedule your lovemaking, there's nothing for me to talk. I mean, there's nothing else to, what guys, come on. I couldn't even imagine. It's a nightmare when I even wrote the question. Imagine looking at your wife and say, okay, 9 p.m. Sunday. Okay. How about Tuesday, 12 o'clock? Okay, good for you Thursday? That's just terrible. Because maybe at that time you're not in the mood, right? You're not in the mood. And then you're just looking like, hey, we scheduled it. That's evil. Guys, keep it random and spontaneous. If you want to leave comments about it, you can, but that's kind of your personal information. But one thing I always hated is when I'm with some couples and they say, oh, we're planning a child. I'm like, guys, you're young. Just enjoy each other, right? Why are you planning? Planning for me is like, it's a Google Calendar love, right? I guess that's a new term. Maybe that would be copyrighted one day. It's a Google Calendar love, or it's an Apple Calendar love. It's like, oh, we schedule it. Yes, you schedule dates, of course. Saturday, Sunday, if your schedule is open, if you want Yansuji, just go out. And please call me. I'll be there. I'll treat you to Yansuji. Yansuji is I got to translate this for the foreign listeners. Yansuji is a fried chicken with all type of different things. It's not just chicken. They just call it the chicken that's fried. But it's all type of delicious things. Trust me, do not eat it because you will get addicted. Now, the next one. And back to that one, last one. Keep it spontaneous. The next one. What happens when your mother-in-law is too good at being a mother-in-law? Ooh, guys, I have to say, and I never expose what my clients say to other people, but I have to expose this. This is probably, out of all the students that I have, one of the highest complaints that I get from my students. This is probably one of the highest, the mother-in-law. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's Taiwan or America, but when I'm in Taiwan, I hear complaints every week about their husband's mother-in-law, right? I don't know what's going on. Because I told you majority of my students are females, and not by choice. It's just that's how it happened. And they tell me everything, right? And I always hear the mother-in-law, right? I don't know what's going on. But what happens when they're too good? Sometimes too good is really bad. Let's be honest. A mother-in-law is too good. Just think about that. The mother-in-law is too good. That means they're popping up when you're making love. They're popping up when you're arguing. They're just opening the door randomly. They pop up when you're ready to go out. I mean, it's good. It's good that they're there. They're supportive. You be careful with that extra key. I hope you have a knock-on-door policy, not just pop in. And sometimes they're just, deciding how your marriage would be or deciding how your money would be. And that's the crazy part. And actually, let me clarify that. My male students are also discussing the mother-in-law, right? So this is a very interesting question, right? What happens when the mother-in-law is too good at being a mother-in-law, right? That's funny. They're literally a master mother-in-law. And that's probably going to be copyrighted too, called the master mother-in-law. So I got one copyright, the Google Calendar love, and then the master mother-in-law. So if you hear that, I said that. Oh, this is number 13 might hurt some feelings. But lights, camera, whatever. Is it stealing if you know you are better than someone's wait. I'm sorry. This is funny. Is it stealing if you know you are better than someone's current partner? Let me repeat that question. Oh man, you guys are probably going to hate me for this. Is it stealing if you know you are better than someone's current partner? This is extracted from the show. I'm not giving any hints. I am not spoiling it. I'm not, in Chinese, say bao lei. I'm not doing that. But guys, isn't that a funny question? You're like, man, this guy's laughing at himself. I am laughing at myself because there is a lot of room for conversation within that one question, to be honest, right? Is it stealing if you know you're better than someone's current partner? Guys, if they are married, let it be. But let me say, if this person is complaining about their partner all the time, and you guys got a connection and you know that there's no love, it's probably one of those arranged marriages, still don't do it. Do it gradually. don't just steal it, right? Don't just steal, the products from the Walmart, right? What is it here? Carrefour, right? Don't just do that. You gotta talk it out. I should get away from this question. I just wanted to leave that for you. Let me get away from that question. Last one. If you are in a relationship or marriage and saw your ex was way more beautiful or handsome than when you were together, would you give it one more shot or past is past? Easy question, guys. Past is past. I'm moving on. I have not, let me tell you really quickly, I have not got back with any, I don't have a lot of exes because when I'm in love, I'm in love. I'm not just kind of like playboy. A lot of people said that, but I'm not. X is X. It's done. That's for me. That's just Teacher Ray. I don't care how beautiful they are. I don't care how beautiful they are. I used to do modeling and TV in Taiwan. I didn't tell you that. I've been around a lot of models and beautiful people. Nothing to me. I like brains, smart, independent, strong, right? That's what I like. Beautiful and sexy doesn't mean nothing to me. So if it was me, pass is pass. Now that's episode 1, Imperfect Us. Find it online, check it out, and I want to know your comments. 谢谢你. Thank you.